everybody. It's Christopher Name, and I hope you're having a great week. I hope your sewing machines are buzzing away. Hey, listen, I needed to go over something for you all because I still see people out there that, maybe they, there's still a generation out there that are really trying hard to understand the computer. And there are some people who've never worked in an office on a computer, never had to do any researching for their job. So they're struggling and they don't understand. And and across all generations, people don't seem to want to look at a manual of their sewing machine, okay? And we got to encourage them, look in the manual. And they say, well, I looked in the manual, it's not there. So I was recently on one of the sewing groups. It was a baby love group, and one of the ladies posted pictures of all these accessory feet, and she wanted people to name what the accessory feet were because she didn't know. And some people told her, look in the manual, and she said, it's not in the manual. She looked. So she made an effort to look. So now there's another step she could go further that she wasn't aware of, and I want to show her that. Now, because it was a baby lock sewing machine, I'm going to go to I'm going to enter baby lock sewing machines in Google, and then I'm going to scroll down. Now, here's another thing. If you're really serious about learning and education, use a desktop or a laptop computer. Your little cell phones can be limited, especially if you're new to researching or using a computer and you're not really tech savvy, because we see a lot of people that buy these expensive sewing machines and they're not tech savvy, so they're having issues. So I did a video a while ago where I recently bought a slightly used brand new sewing machine. They couldn't sell it as a brand new because the lady bought it, took it home, opened it up, brought it back. She didn't like it. She said it was too hard to use, and she bought something else. And when I bought it, I got it, and the instruction manual wasn't even open. So if it was too hard for her to use, she didn't even read the instruction manual. And we see a lot of that with people. They don't want to read the manuals. They don't want to do any of that. Well, it's to your benefit to learn all this. And if you don't want to do it, hey, that's up to you. But the information is there for everybody. It is there for you. And we have Google. You have all this education. So it's up to you. I mean, you want to be self-sufficient, you want to be independent, or you want to sit there and pout like a child and say, I can't do it, I can't find it. Well, here is to those who really want to learn. They don't understand, but I'm going to help them out. And I hope this does help them out. Okay, so I went to Google. I entered baby lock sewing machines, and I'm going to scroll down until I actually see the website itself. And here it is right here. See, it says babylock.com. And here's another one, babylock.com. So both of them. This is a sponsored one. This is a direct link. They're both direct links. So I'm just going to go there. Baby lock sewing machines. So let me click on the link at the top here, the logo, and it takes us to the entry page of the company website. You see that? All right. Now over here on the left it says machines. I'm going to scroll over that, and the box drops down, and it allows you to see all these different categories of type of machines. I'm going to click sewing because all the feet she was asking about was in the sewing category. And then I'm going to scroll down, and these are all sewing only machines. And let's me pick the Ballad here. We'll go to the Ballad. We're going to click on the Ballad, the Ballad model machine. All right, now we're going to scroll down. Now, Baby Lock did redo their website, so things are different than they were before. And they're not as direct as they were before. I'm going to tell you that. So you've got to really look, and you got to really study. All right. For instance, when you click on accessories, it would tell you all, take you to feet and this and that, but it's not doing it. And I'm going to show you how to find it. Okay. So right here, if I scroll down, it says compatible accessories. I'm going to click compatible accessories. Now, the only thing in the category for that is extension tables, stabilizers, bobbins, stands, and they used to have a category that said presser feet. Okay, they don't. But if you look over here on the top right, it says view all. Now, whenever web designers redesign for companies, and whoever is in charge of that company or in charge of doing a proofreading, I don't understand why they eliminate things that don't help people. That's. And if they're not aware of this, I hope they're watching this video so they can add a category, because there's a lot of people out there on these sewing groups that are still asking, what is this? What is that? How do you find that? All right. So I'm going to go to view all. Okay. And it brings me to a page here that says accessory brochure. I'm going to click that on. All right. And the accessory brochure comes up as a PDF that you can download and save on your computer for yourself. And let me go up to the top here and wait for that to load. I had downloaded this once before. Okay, so here's the accessory catalog, and read everything. And you can blow this up too. You can make this bigger, you can make this smaller because it's on a PDF. And you looking at all this on a bigger screen computer monitor makes it so much easier than try to see in that little tiny cell phone. I don't know why people keep trying to use a cell phone when they're trying to learn. Go to the big screen. All right, so now I'm going to scroll down here, and you're going to see all these different pressure feet. But one thing I want you to be aware of is this page here. You can find your model machine, and then it's got a code, like up here. Watch where my arrow is. It says Elagio. That's the next to the Elagio. It's got the model serial number, whatever that is. It's the model number, and then to the right it says GL. What is GL? GL is the category for the presser feet called the group or the shank. So if you're looking at a presser foot and it says it'll fit your model number, or it has GL next to it, or a G or an L, you know it's going to work for your machine. All right, and that's how that works. And then you can go visit your dealer or order from your dealer online, or whatever you all doing today. I know a lot of you are deciding to order online, and you're not going to take those. You're not going to a local dealer, and you're not doing yourself a benefit. Now, some of you say there's no dealers around you. I understand that. But those that have dealers around you, and then you're constantly writing and asking questions because you didn't want to make an effort. You know, if you go to a local dealer and you buy, you're going to get operation machine lessons. Okay, they're going to give you a lesson on how to operate machine. They'll show you all the accessories. You know, and like this, what I'm doing here, they're going to tell you how to do all this stuff. They're going to be there and support you, and then you can sign up for additional classes that some of these stores have, where you can take other classes like learn how to put a garment together, or learn how to make a quilt. Or they're always going to teach you how to make a quilt. There's no doubt. Every sewing machine store across the country, they're into quilts. You know, younger people are into garment making. So young people, it might be hard for you to find a local store that actually teaches garment construction. So you'll have to go online, and you'll have to buy a subscription for a professional site, or you can watch some of the YouTube videos. But some of the progressive dealers, the top dealers in the country, have always been diversified in their genre of education in their classrooms. So if you live near one of those dealers, please take advantage of it while they're still there. Support them so they can keep those classes open. They can teach you this stuff, and you could learn so much. All right, so if we scroll down here, you're going to see all these feet, all these accessories. And if your accessory that you're asking about is not in your instruction manual, if there's no diagram in your instruction manual of that foot, well, you look here on the page to see what, look at the foot that looks like what you have, and then it'll tell you what it is, and then it'll tell you if it'll fit your machine. Some people do buy used machines, and there's accessory feet in there that were purchased extra that are not in your manual. So those extra feet can be found here in this brochure. Okay, and some people that buy used machines will get accessory feet in there that don't even go with that machine because the previous owner didn't know either, and they might bought an estate sale and they just threw all the feet together. So it sometimes is very difficult, especially for a newbie. They'd say, "What is this foot that came with my machine?" And it may not be for your machine. So you can look through here and see what looks like your foot that you have to know if it's for your machine or not. This is how easy it is. Okay, and this is not the first time I've seen people on the sewing groups posting photos of their accessory feet and asking the group to name what each presser foot is. And see how much quicker it was, right? Just to go to this website and find the accessory catalog, and you can scroll and look yourself. You see how quick this was? And this is called being self-sufficient and independent. And this is instant access. 3 o'clock in the morning, you might be working, you might be a night owl. Most sewers are night owls, okay? And, there's very few people on the internet. So when you ask a question on the sewing group, there might be only a couple people up at 3 o'clock in the morning, whereas you can go right to the computer and go right to this and find it yourself and have instant access and information. I hope this helped you all. This is how I learn. This is how I work. I work alone. I look up this information. I mean, everybody knows when I'm on the sewing groups, you'll never see me asking questions like, what is this? What is that? Or how come my presser foot, or how come my thread is looping? It's all in your manuals. You got to take that time to read. You've got to want it. It's got to be a passion. It's got to be a passion. we have too many people that don't take that extra effort, and I don't understand it after they spend all those thousands of dollars for something. So it's to your benefit. It is to your benefit, and I'm trying to help you, and so are other people. But make sure that you take that effort on your own, that elbow grease, because when you do that, you're showing the younger people. You're showing the younger people, because we hear so much about younger people today. They call them lazy. They're not lazy. You know, they're tech savvy. They're on the computer. They're doing things. They know how to look this stuff up. It's you that don't know how to look this stuff up, that's asking the questions on the internet. So never call the young people lazy. You should cherish these young people and go to them and say, how do I look this information up on the computer? Because they could be an asset to help you. They're your friends. But you got to make an effort to show them, hey, this is how you replace the kitchen sink faucet. This is how you sew a button on. This is how you do this. It's a joint venture. You could teach each other. You know, the older generations could teach the younger generations how to do manual labor. The younger generations can teach the older generations how to be digital savvy, how to be computer savvy. You see? So it works hand in hand. You could teach each other how to do things, but don't call each other lazy, because you come from different generations that do things differently. But never, ever cut yourself off from learning how to be self-sufficient and independent in all these different categories and genres, because it's to your benefit. It's to your benefit. Not only will you grow as a person, but you'll grow in your craft as well. And that machine won't sit there for a couple years where you're intimidated to pick it up and use it. I read a lot of that too, where these people have all this money. They got $15,000, $20,000 to buy a sewing machine. They're writing on the groups, oh, it's been sitting in the box for the last 9 months because I feel intimidated by it. Oh my God. To have that kind of money and just have something sit there, wow. I'm blown away by that, because I'm like, girl, if I had that kind of money just to throw cash and buy something like that, you better believe I'd be using it as soon as I got out of the box. I'd be pulling that manual out, reading it, doing all that. Yeah. See, there's an old saying in the world: people don't know what they have until they don't have it anymore. Okay? People who have too much don't appreciate it. And people who don't have anything appreciate whatever little they can get. Think about that. God bless you all. Bye now.